hickory. So I thought I would start the evening out with a quick life tip for all the sassy gals and guys who like to include their bare feet in any number of photos that are uploaded to social media. Now, if you're one of those people here in the audience tonight, do us all a favor and cut that out. Because that is creepy. That's like Anthony Weiner level creepy. Somewhere on the spectrum. It's like no matter if you're sitting by the pool with a fruity cocktail or on the beach with your besties in Cabo doing that foot circle picture, no one really is interested in seeing your bare feet in those photos. Except for the unknown number of followers you have that are harboring some perverted foot fetish and frequent sites like the Foot Hunter or wikifeed.com. They love those pictures, which is reason enough not to do it in the first place. And then once you cut that out, you can use the time you save by not having to pick out the perfect Instagram filter for your chubby little piggies and go outside and peel that flip-flop sticker off the back of your car, because I'm guessing you have one of those too. I'm sure you thought it was the perfect compliment to that Salt Life sticker you got at Virgo last night. And trust me, it's not. It's ridiculous. If not for your own stature in the community, do it for your children. We've embarrassed enough with all those nasty bare feet out on the World Wide Web. You can probably tell I've come out a little hot tonight, but this year I didn't tell anyone other than my immediate family that I was actually participating in this event, so I'm going like full-on Frank Costanza Festivus right here. I've got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're going to hear about it. Of course, I know you really can't do that, though, because the good people at Accountants One are always very nice to post videos of these performances out on the internet. Which is pretty cool, at least until your orbit collides with a salesperson who's been busting his or her ass to get a meeting with you and Googles your name as part of that process. Immediately finds the links to those videos, which is when you realize maybe it wasn't such a good idea to do a whole routine about your fantasy job as working as the CFO for a marijuana manufacturer out of Colorado. And following that beauty up with reflections on your personal moonshining journey. That really helps you maintain the level of credibility you want to have with your current or prospective vendor partners. A couple of years ago, actually earlier this year, I actually had a salesperson hand deliver a bottle of Popcorn Sutton's homemade moonshine to my office, along with a note congratulating me about my comedy routine, which is flattering but a little awkward because company policy is that you have to share all those little vendor trinkets, and most everyone in the office would rather have a cream-filled donut at 10 in the morning than a shot of Popcorn Sutton's moonshine. Yeah, but I've learned to handle it. I've seen a lot worse from the other side of that equation. I was working on a real estate project and hired an engineer, and I had to call him one day, but I lost his business card, couldn't remember his firm's name, so I just Googled his name, engineer in the city he works in, and was immediately staring at 4 different versions of a mugshot and reading about the details of a recent DWI arrest. Not just any arrest, it was the kind of DWI that involved him running his car into a parked motorcycle that had been parked by a police officer, who was in the middle of another DWI arrest. His pitiful expression was like a perfect reflection of all the remorse I felt for hiring this guy in the first place. And then I had to keep working with him without letting on that I knew about his pending legal issues, which got difficult when he said things like, hey, let's run out for a cocktail at 6 and talk to my developer partner about options for your warehouse. I'm like, dude, don't you have a meeting to go to at 6? I'm not sure how your sponsor would feel about that. Or how you're going to override that ignition blocking system in the center console. Fortunately, I'm pretty good at keeping up a ruse. When I first started dating my wife, I had her convinced for months that I spent the summer of 1976 acting as a role of Tanner in the original Bad News Bears. Which I probably shouldn't admit because that's like the most politically incorrect movie ever made, and I'm pretty sure that all of Tanner's lines combined with a couple of 2 Live Crew videos became the Trump presidential campaign platform. Karma has a way of reaching out and grabbing you when you least expect it, which I learned the hard way this past spring when I volunteered to play on the company's softball team, which I thought would be a great opportunity to mingle with some of the employees I don't see a lot and have a little fun in the sun, rec league soccer. I actually brought a cooler of 3 beers to the first game. Now, only to find myself standing in the infield participating in a pre-game prayer, and I was like pinching myself to make sure I hadn't died and landed in some undocumented level of Dante's Inferno. I thought we had a separation of church and softball. I was wrong. But I kept on with it. Like in the 3rd game, I'm out in left center field. I was hustling hard after a hard-hit ground ball went right to the fence. But the guy in right center field, the big machinist, he played it on. He went 2 feet by him, and he just stood there like this. Watch it. I threw the ball into the infield, gave him a look, and said, "Hey, are you just going to stand here all night, or do you think you're going to play a little bit?" And he had a disgusted look on his face. So the next batter gets up there, pops a deep fly ball to center. I was feeling real good about it, going all the way back. Well, do you think my buddy in right center, the machinist, who had just been wolfed by the company CFO, would manage to give me a, "Hey, heads up for the fence," before I ran like forehead, left shoulder, and right knee into that thing? No, I did not. But that's my time there.